So let's talk about your second book, Murder on a Small Island.
The second book, well, I found that I liked writing. After the first one, my publisher, editor, friend, Wally, said, you know, it would be easier to get a book deal from a major publisher if you agreed to write 3 books and made it a series. So I said, okay, I'll write 3 books. And the second one, the idea was kind of, well, it was part Dr. No, about Dr. No's island covered in bat guano. And it was part, there was a particular political movement going on in Seattle right then. I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody thought it would be a really great idea if they ruined the strip club industry by instituting a 4-foot rule so that the dancers and the patrons had to be 4 feet apart. Who knows why? I didn't think it was a very good idea. Nobody did. It ended up getting defeated by Seattle's voters, even though most of them never go to a strip club. Seattle still has a lot of problems with its strip clubs, namely the fact that you can't get a drink there. But at any rate, that was defeated. And I thought, you know, local politics can screw up anything. They screwed up the cab industry in Seattle. And one of the things I did was own a cab that got suddenly worth a lot less money when they deregulated that business. And I thought, well, let me write a little book about politics of Seattle and make it a little more bizarre. Maybe throw in some far right-wing Nazi shenanigans and various other elements. I don't want to give too much away, but it's kind of a wing-ding, slam-bang tour de force that takes place in Seattle and the surrounding environs, and an island out in Puget Sound during the summertime. All my books take place in the summertime so far. And that's what that one's about. Sorry, scratching my eye while you're...
What have been the positive, what have been some reader comments about that book?
You know, I wish more of my readers would give me, they all say it's great, but they don't give me like in-depth reviews or, you know, spend hours gushing about wonderful guy and brilliant writer I am. But the action, the sex, and the sense of humor, and the underlying theme of all my books, of course, is women's reproductive rights and sexual freedom. Now that, you know, that women, and especially erotic entertainment people like women in the sex trades, I mean, words like pornography and whore, these words are borrowed from, like, the Christian, actually, a lot of them came right from the Catholic Church and things like that. So we don't really need to use those words. And we certainly don't have to compute erotic entertainment with sin or damnation or the devil or any of that bullshit if we don't want to. And I don't want to. So that is the underlying theme that runs through all the books.
Seems like you don't like politicians either. Politicians are basically crooks, all for sale, and it seems like there haven't been many political heroes in your books yet.
That's actually true. And the right kind of politician, you know, I don't hate all politicians. By the way, you know, Bill Clinton was railroaded. If I got to be president, it would be in the minutes. The President's Day, 2:30 afternoon, blowjob by intern. I'd write it right up where everyone could see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're in the same place that so many people are. If someone with your background ever tried to run for office, they would try to show how you were, quote, an evil guy because you had been drinking and sexual and doing all these things around the world, and they would try to make you look like a sinful, evil whoremonger, etc.
Well, this is actually, the older I have gotten, the less good I can find in any of the three major world religions. I love the strip clubs of Portland, but some of the best ones, they're not names like Aphrodite's Delight, or well, the Church of Venus was owned by a friend of mine in Seattle. But you get it. They're not good pagan names, but there are a lot of names like Casa Diablo, Devil's Point, the Lucky Devil. See, all of these things, sin, the whole concept of sin. If you throw out the Christian religion and the Muslims and the Jews, you throw out the concept of sin, we can't seem to do that in our laws concerning sex. But that's actually the point of view I am writing from. And I hate hypocrites. That's why I have so much trouble with politicians in general. The hypocritical part. And the hypocritical politicians in my second book, they definitely get their comeuppance.